ma'am. That still that we have seen the first part, ma'am. In second part, we have seen how he rode that bus, how he rode in the bus. We have seen, ma'am. In the fine afternoon, at the point of the leaving the village, the bus is ready to leave the village, ma'am. At that time, a small little girl was shouting, stop the bus, ma'am." That is Valli, ma'am. And then
mm,
immediately the conductor slowed down the bus, ma'am.
mm,
And she went near the bus, and she asked for ticket to the conductor, ma'am.
mm,
The conductor asked Valli, call anyone, is anyone is coming with you, like that is I asked to Valli, ma'am. But at that
mm,
time Valli got angry, and only I'm coming with this bus, so please,
mm,
I
mm,
have my money, so give me the ticket, like that she asked the conductor, ma'am. And
mm,
conductor also gave the ticket to her, and make her to go into the to get into the bus, ma'am.
mm.
In that, that only 6 or 7 passengers were on the bus, ma'am, because it's not too much rush time, ma'am. And then the Valley is enjoying his ride, ma'am. The bus is very new and painted new, ma'am. And the irons are like silver, ma'am. She was standing on the seat, and then she was looking outside the bus through the window. Yeah, she was enjoying that, ma'am. But at that time, a broad sound came behind the valley. That is, sit down, don't stand on the seat, ma'am, because she was a very small child, so that she would fall down, so that they were warning them. But Valli hesitated them by that, ma'am. And conductor also advising Valli to sit down on the seat, ma'am. And then in a stop, a old lady had get into the bus, and that lady is that lady was carrying of Valli, ma'am, and asked which is where you should go, which is the house number, what is the place, what is the street name. She was asking that questions to the Valli, ma'am. But Valli was not interested to answer her questions, ma'am.
Questions. Mm.
At that time, she told, "You need not to bother about me. I can take care of myself."
Mm.
And turned her face towards the window and staring outside normally, ma'am. This is
Okay,
second.
very good. Fine, fine, fine. Very good,
Yes,
very
ma'am.
good. So, Valli, what was the age of Valli? Say, children, what was the age of Valli?
I'm 8. I'm 8 years old.
Only 8 years old. Then she decided to travel on bus because it was her a long awaiting dream. One fine day of a springtime, she accomplished her dream. What was her long dream? To ride in a bus. For that, she made so many plans, she made so many calculations. It never ends in one day or one week, even it took months. At last, she was inside the bus and she was enjoying the beautiful sceneries outside the buses, outside the bus. Okay, so it was, we cannot imagine that nowadays in a of because of the safety reasons, we can't imagine that a 8 year old girl was traveled in a by traveled in a bus or by all alone. So it happened. Okay, it happened. The story was happened in Tamil Nadu, and the story was written by who wrote the story? Valli Kannan was the pen name of a famous writer. Who was that? Say loudly, children. 69 plus children are there. You should answer my questions. Okay, whether it is right or wrong, but you should show your boldness. In the class also, we are doing the same only, no? Then why are you sitting silently in online classes? Say, children, what was the real name of this Vallikannan?
R.S. Krishna.
R.S. Krishna. R.S. Krishna. Up to Krishna only I heard. Say the full name.
R.S. Krishna.
Very good. R.S. Krishnasamy. So let us see the third part of the text lesson. Her first journey was careful and painstaking, elaborate plan she had to make for it. She had thriftily served whatever stray coins came her way, resisting even temptation by peppermints, toys, balloons, and the like. And finally, she had served a total of 60 pies. How much difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair. But she had resolutely stifled a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round, even though she had the money. So the first paragraph, in this first paragraph, the author is telling to us that how she collected the sum of 30 pies for her best ride because she was traveling all alone. By the statement itself, we can understand that she traveled without knowing her parents. She traveled very secretly. So such a 8-year-old girl in that time, nowadays it is not difficult to collect money, but at that time as an 8 years old girl, it was a Herculean task to collect the money. But how she collect the money? She never steal from others, but she carefully, very planningly collected all the stray coins. What do you mean by stray coins? Coins left here and there without anybody's notice. In our house also, it will be like that only. Mothers, they will keep in the shelf, kitchen shelf, some 1 or 2 rupees, and the TV stand will be in near to the TV, 1 or 2 rupee will be there. Likewise, it will be there, no children, without noticing, not much money. So 1 or 2 rupees. Nowadays, we can say that it is 1 or 2 rupees, but in olden time, olden period, we can say 5 pies, 2 pies, or 3 pies, only pies. Okay, she need only 60 pies. Even 1 rupee she doesn't want. She needs only 60 pies. To the town, 30 pies, and from back to the town, 30 pies. So 60 pies she collected very, very carefully. She never steal from anyone. Understood? Her first journey, what careful, painstaking, elaborate plan she had to make for it. Nobody knows. யாருக்குமே தெரியல என்ன தெரியல nobody knows how she collected this 60 pies for her journey. How much carefully she did, how much planning she did. It was a painstaking effort. What do you mean by painstaking effort? It was a very difficult task. Okay. And she thriftily served whatever stray coins come her way. How she collected the money? She collected each and every piece comes in her way. Resisting her temptation. What do you mean by resisting? Underline the word resisting and write controlling. Controlling every temptation. What do you mean by temptation? Temptation, Anna. What is the Tamil meaning for temptation? Temptation means the desire to do something. Tamil meaning I do not know. Okay. Emotional temptation. Temptation na ஏதாவது பண்ணணும். Suppose if we have 10 rupees in our hand, suddenly we saw an ice cream man, what we will do? Sure, we will go and buy one 10 rupee ice cream. But sometimes what we will think, no, I don't want ice cream. 10 rupee I want. I want to give for some other purpose I want to keep. So by even the same time we have the desire to eat the ice cream also, but we are not ready to spend our money. That circumstances is known as temptation. Temptation to buy peppermint. She had a strong desire to buy and eat peppermints, buy toys, buy balloons, and like so many things are there. So as a child, she like not only she we also likes to play with the balloons and toys and all. But she controlled because she need the money for traveling. So she controlled her desire to buy peppermints, balloons, and even toys. And finally, she served a total of 60 pies. So at last, she served the total of how much pies, children? How much she served?
Ma'am, 60.
60 pies. Underline that verse and that paragraph is very, very important. So all together, you underline the paragraph.
Temptation means சோதனையானது, ma'am.
Yes. That I don't know, Kavya. Tamil meaning I don't know. So I feel it is correct. Okay. So you give a single bar bracket.
Translator I found.
Very good, very good. See, in the bracket, single bracket you give for that paragraph, first paragraph. How difficult it had been, particularly in that day of village fair. So she is thinking in her mind, such a kind of hard work and painstaking effort I did for bus ride. Even though these people in the bus, they are teasing me. The conductor, the old lady, and the elder man, they are teasing me and they are telling me as a child. So only she that or other is expressing how she collected the money. He collected the money very secretly, even though she didn't steal from anyone. She didn't ask to anyone also. So what she is telling how difficult it had been. அது வந்து ரொம்ப டிஃபிகல்ட்டா இருந்தது. என்னது பாது? It had been particularly that day at the village fair. Na village fair na meaning திருவிழா. In the village fair time, she controlled her desire for everything. She already we know that in the village fair, what are the things are in the ground. So many eatables are there, so many plain things are there. But even though she controlled all this desire, why she controlled all this desire? Because she was collecting money for her best bride. Got it, children? See. Yeah, especially at the day of village fair. But she had resolutely, what do you mean by resolution? A strong decision. New Year time and all, we will take one resolution. No, hereafter in this year, I will be a very good child. I will do my homework regularly. I will obey my parents and teachers. Likewise, resolutions we will do. It will follow 1 or 2 days. Then the remaining days, as usual, we will do. So what is that is what is known as resolution. Resolution means a strong decision. So she was in the strong decision. What decision is that? Strong desire to ride a merry-go-round. Merry-go-round na தெரியுமா? What is merry-go-round? இப்படி toys வச்சு சுற்றுந்த மயில் ஆனா குயில். Likewise we will at the back of the people. We will run at the round, that is what is known as merry-go-round. So what she is telling, it was very difficult for her to control her desire to go in merry-go-round. She was very, very interested to run in merry-go-round, but actually what happened? She controlled her desire. Why she controlled her desire? Because she wants to ride on the bus. அதுக்கு மேலே ஒரு ஆசை இருக்கு. எதுக்கு மேலே? இந்த merry-go-roundல போவதுக்கு மேலே ஒரு பெரிய ஆசை இருக்கு. So to accomplish that desire, she controlled her little desires. But she had resolutely stifled a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round, even though she had the money. But what is the reason? Even though she had the money. Even though she had money before and all, she doesn't have the money, but now she had the money, but she was not ready to spend that money. Why she was not ready to spend that money? Why, children?
Because she is saving for a bus ride.
Very good, Tikesh. Very good, very good. Because she was saving for the money for a ride. Okay, she was saving for the money for a bus ride. So she was not ready to spend the money. That paragraph is very, very important. Every year, one question is coming from that paragraph. How the journey of the valley is considering as a painstaking one, or what are the elaborate plans she did? All these questions the same answer. Got it, children? Once again, look at the paragraph. Her first journey, what careful, painstaking, elaborate. What do you mean by elaborate? In a detailed, elaborate plan means detailed plans. For traveling in a bus, do we have such a kind of plans and painstaking effort? No. Nowadays it is not needed. But in olden days, that also an 18-year small girl, with a reference to an 18-year small girl, it was a big thing. After she had enough money, see the second paragraph. After she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house without her mother's knowledge. But she managed this without too much difficulty. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap for about 1 or 4 or so. Wally always used these hours for her excursion as she stood looking from the doorway of her house, or sometimes even ventured out to the village. Today, these same hours could be used for her first excursion outside the village. See, children, in this paragraph, the author is telling to us that how she came out of her house for the bus journey. Already we know that 8 years old girl, even though we have our little ones are in the home, we know that how we are taking care of them. We won't allow them to go outside the house without our permission or without any elder, those who are accompanying them. Okay, so here that was the another issue for Wally. Then what she did? After she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house. First issue was money. Then she collected all the money. What happened? Second problem came. What was the second issue came? What was the second issue?
Ma'am,
She should left from his home.
without the mother's knowledge.
She should come out. She should come out from the house without knowing everyone, especially mother. So for that also she find one way how. But she managed this without too much difficulty. That also she managed without too much difficulty. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap. Underline the word nap. What do you mean by nap? Nap means short sleep. Okay, underline NAP, nap. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap for about 1 or 4 or so. So after the lunch, every day her mother has a habit. What was her habit? She will sleep for 1 to 4. Or 1 to 4 or so. 1 o'clock இருந்து 4 o'clock வரை என்ன பண்ணுவோமா?
She used to sleep.
She used to go for a nap every day. It is a habit every day. So that day, usually every day mother will sleep. Usually every day mother will sleep. That time what Valli will do? Very slowly she will come out and do excursions in the village full street. What do you mean by excursion? Usually excursions mean field trip, tour. இங்க இவ்வளவு எங்க டூர் போகும்? அந்த ஸ்ட்ரீட் முழுக்க டூர் போய் சுற்றி அடிச்சு 4 மணி ஆகும்போது வீட்டுல திரும்பி வரும். Vali always used these hours for her excursions as she stood looking from the doorway of her house, sometimes even ventured out to the village. What do you mean by ventured out? Ventured out means going out very carefully. Today, these same hours she could be used for his excursion outside the village. Usually she used that time for doing excursion inside the village. Today she used the same timing for excursion outside the village. Got it, children?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
she came out? How she came out, children?
Ma'am, usually after the lunch, her mother will take 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock a small snap. In the time, the
Ah,
Valli came out.
very good, very good, very good. Tikesh, very good, pa. Okay. Navani, why Navani is
Thank you,
not
ma'am.
at all opening the mouth? Navani, Harshan came today. Yesterday also, Anthony sir was calling Harshan. Nowadays, Harshan and Harshini become very silent. Harshan is not here. Harshan, Harshini, both are there. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Children, you should answer the questions. Whatever question in between, I am asking comprehension question. That means I should know whether you are understanding what I am teaching. Okay, in the class itself, no issue. If it is in the class from the face itself, I can understand that whether it is reached to you or not. But it is not possible now. Even though you are not opening the video, through your voice only I can understand. And so far I can hear the sounds of Sanjit, Kavyasri, Tikesh Kumar, then Abhishalini, Vishal and all. Then what about others? And totally 87 students are there. Then what about others? You should open your mouth and say, children. Got it? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Shall I move to next? So how she came out of the village?
Yes,
She
ma'am.
came out of the village during her mother's sleeping time in the afternoon. Got it, children? So two problems she faced very courageously, very bravely. What are the two problems she faced? First one, financial problem to fund for to support her journey, and second one was the time how to came out of the house. Both she solved and she came to the bus. See next paragraph. The bus rolled on, now cutting across a bare landscape, now rushing through the tiny hamlet. Underline the word hamlet. Hamlet or past an old wayside shop. Sometimes the bus seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them, or a pedestrian crossing the road. Pedestrian, underline the word pedestrian, crossing the world. But lo, somehow it passed on smoothly, leaving all obstacles softly behind. Trees came running towards them, but then stopped as the bus reached them and simply stood there helpless for a moment by the side of the road before rushing away in other direction. See, this is her experience with the bus journey. Already we know that if we are going to southern part, the all the things outside the bus will run to the opposite. Is it so, children? So for Valli, all these things are a very amazing one. The bus rolled on the rolled on. Rolled on means traveled. Now cutting across a bare landscape. Now it was a bare landscape. Bare means at first they traveled through the grassland, then near to the canal. Then now it become a bare land. Nothing was there. No cultivation was there, like a desert part. Okay, the bus was going through the bare landscape. Now rushing through a tiny hamlet. Now it passed a tiny hamlet. What do you mean by hamlet? Omelette in the brother Hamlet. What do you mean by hamlet? Hmm? Hamlet was a famous novel written by the great dramatist of English, William Shakespeare. It means Hamlet means petticoat. Only one. Hmm? So what do you mean by Hamlet?
A novel wrote by William Shakespeare.
That is the name of a novel. So a novel has a meaning. That Hamlet is a meaning. What is the meaning of the word?
Ma'am, shop.
Short.
Shop.
Shop alpa. Hamlet na tiny village, small village. Underline the word and write the meaning. Hamlet. Hamlet mean small village. Written.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. The bus rolled on, now cutting across a bare landscape, now rushing through a tiny hamlet or past an old way shop. Then it passed some one or two way shop. Sometimes the bus seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them or a pedestrian crossing the road. Sometimes Wally felt that her vehicle is going to hit other vehicle that is coming on their way and some passengers. Pedestrian. What do you mean by pedestrian? What do you mean by pedestrian? Sure. Very shame. What do you mean by pedestrian?
Ma'am, those who lost their parts of the body.
And those who walk from country to country, ma'am.
Like
Country to country. Those who are walking near to the road. The travelers.
Yes, ma'am. Pedestrians means those who walk along.
Sri Ridesh, always confusion boy. Pedestrian means கால் வச்சு travel பண்ணுனவர். That means walking people near to the roadside or a town or a village. So her bus passed. Sometimes she felt like that. What she felt, her bus was going to hit the other vehicle coming on their way or a pedestrian crossing the road or the pedestrian, those who are crossing the road. But somehow it passed on smoothly. But no, nothing happened. It passed on smoothly, leaving all obstacles safely behind. Trees came running towards them, but then stopped as the bus reached them and simply stood there helpless at the moment by the side of the road before rushing away in the other direction. She felt that the trees are coming towards them. Then it is stopping there for a fraction of a second. Again, it is moving forward. She felt that it is like that. That is a fact. While we are going towards the trees, what will happen? It will going opposite side of our journey. Got it, children? That paragraph. In that paragraph, we can see how she was what are the scenes she saw there, how it amazed her. Next paragraph. See next paragraph. Suddenly, Valli clapped with her hands with glee. Underline the word glee. Glee. A young cow, tall, high in air, tail high in air, not tall, tail high in air, was running very fast, right in the middle of the road, right in front of the bus. The bus slowed to crawl, and the driver sounded his own loudly again and again. But the more he honked, the more frightened the animal became, and faster it galloped, always right in front of the bus. See, children, in the picture itself, it is given there. It was a usual sight in all the village. What is the usual sight? One cow in front of the bus. The same thing happened here also. The bus, in front of the bus, there was a cow. Suddenly, the Valli clapped with her hands with glee. Underline the word glee. Glee means happiness. What do you mean by glee? Happiness. A young cow, tail high in the air. Tail was up in the air, was running very fast, right in the middle of the road. The bus put a sudden brake and it slowed down, and the driver was continually putting his own sound. Then what happened? The more the driver honked, the animal became very afraid and it started to jump in front of the bus. So you saw, children, that one, two incidents she saw. First one, the beautiful sceneries of the bus, and second one is a frightened cow. So through the the appearance of the frightened cow has such an importance in this lesson that we can see tomorrow. So now I want 2-3 people to read the textbook loud. Let us stop here, mark there. Okay, we will continue in the Monday, the remaining part. Let us stop here. Who is ready to read? If I call the names, that's all, no one will answer. Those who are ready to read, raise up the hands. Sanjit raised. Daily, some news readers are there. No, that I don't want. This I will say Vishal, Suhida, Dayanidhi, Divya Darshan, Abhishalini, Sanjit, they raised the hand. They are daily reading. I know that one. But others, you raise the hand.
Ma'am, Sriridhi can't also raise the hand, ma'am.
No need. I won't call your name also. Nee munda netu padichadane. So no need. Okay.
Yes.
Mahit Kishore. Okay, good. Mahit Kishore, Bharani raised. Mahit Kishore, put down now. Why these other people, they didn't know how to read the textbook? Bhavana, Arun Divagar, Danish. See, children. Hema Varshini. And so many visiting professors are there. Whether teachers are coming or they are taking the class to check that one. So many visiting professors are here. Sharavanan. Can you read, Sharavanan? Sharavanan, switch off. Sandosh K. Sandosh last class. Sandosh Sri Shobhika. Read the textbook. Sri Shobhika. Ye kelvi ketta bedal solla theriya maataya.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes. No, Sandosh. Unknowingly, I called your name. Last class you read no, so no need. Sri Shobhika, read the textbook from the beginning.
From the beginning, ma'am.
You start to read first part. First part you complete.
Yes, sir. There was a girl named Valli who was called Valli for short. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. Her favorite pastime was standing in front of doorway of her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. There was no playmates for her own age on her street, as this was about all she had to do. But for Valli, standing at the front of door was every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Watching the street gave her many new, unusual experiences. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that traveled between her village and the nearest town. It passed through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. The sight of the bus, filled each time with a new set of passengers, was a source of unending joy for Valli. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelmed desire. Valli would stare wistfully at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Their faces would kindle her longingness, dreams, and hopes. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Valli would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, proud, proud. Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, but they used it often as slang expression of disapproval. Over many days and months, Valli listened carefully to conversation between her neighbors and people who regularly used the bus, and she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. The town was 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paise on one way, which is almost nothing at all. Who scarcely saw that much money from 1 month to the next? It seemed a fortune. The trip to the town took 45 minutes. On reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paise, she would return home on the same bus. This meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45 and be back home about 2:45. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated and recalculated, planned and replanned.
Okay, thank you, Sri Shobika. Next,
ma'am.
Swati. Swati. Swati.
Ma'am, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, Swati. Second part you read.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, Shabari. Be ready, Shabari. Shabari, am I audible, Shabari?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Swati, read Swati now. Second part.
Yes, ma'am.
Swati.
Yes, ma'am. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" And a tiny hand was raised accordingly. The bus slowed down to a crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out the door, said, "Hurry then. Tell however it is to come quickly." "It's me," shouted Wally. "I'm the one he was to get on." By now the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." "Yes, I'm simply having to go to town," said Wally, still standing outside the bus. "And here's my money." She showed him some coins. Okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her up. "Never mind," she said, "I can get on by myself. You don't have to help me." The conductor was a jolly shot, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam," he said. "Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody move aside, please. Make way for madam." It was the slack time of day, and there were only six or seven passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Valli and laughing with the conductor. Valli was overcome with signs avoiding everyone's eyes. She walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. "May we start now, madam?" the conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice, and the bus moved forward with a roar. It was a new bus, its outside painted a gleaming white with some green strips along the sides. Inside, the overhead bar shone like silver. Directly in front of Valli, above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. The sheets were soft and luxurious. Valli devoured everything with her eyes, but when she started to look outside, she found the view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of her window, so she stood upon the seat and peered over the blind. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was the canal, and beyond it, plum trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres, acres and acres of green fields, green, 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 as far the eye could see. Oh, it was also wonderful. Suddenly she was startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. There's nobody who's her child, she said halfly. I paid my 30 paise like everyone else, the conductor chimed in. Oh, sir, but this is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mean girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? Wally shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I'm not madam. Please remember that. And you will not yet given my ticket. I will remember, the conductor said. Mickey town. Everyone laughed and gradually Wally too joined in the laugh. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you are paid for a seat? Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself. Plus, there's a bum. That's why we want to sit down, child. I'm not a child, I'll tell you, she said irritably. I'm I'm 8 years old. Of course. How stupid of me. 8 years, my. The bus stopped. Some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of losing her seat, Valli finally sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you alone, dear? She asked Valli as the bus started again. Valli found the woman absolutely repulsive. Such big holes she had in her globes, and such ugly earrings in them, and she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing and see the betel juice that was threatening to spill over her lips at any moment. Oh, who could be sociable with such a person? Yes, I'm traveling alone, she answered cutterly. And I've got a ticket too. Yes, she on her way to town, said the conductor with a 30 paise ticket. Oh, why don't you mind your own business? Said Valli, but he laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. But the old woman went on her drivel. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going in a town? What is the street? What is the house? You needn't bother about me. I can take care of myself, Valli said, turning her face towards the window and standing out.
Shabiri, go with the third part, Shabiri.
Walk careful.
Shabiri,
What?
the voice is breaking, Shabiri. I will call somebody else, okay?
Shall I start now, ma'am?
Yes.
Her first journey. What careful, painstaking, elaborate plans she had
had to make it for it. She had thriftily saved whatever stray coins came her way, resisting every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and the like. And finally, she had saved a total of 60 paise. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair, but she had resolutely stifled a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round, even though she had the money. After she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house without her mother's knowledge. But she managed this without too much difficulty. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap from about 1 to 4 or so. Valli always used these hours for her excursion as she stood looking from the doorway of her house or sometimes even ventured out into the village. Today, these same horse could be used for her first excursion outside the village. The bus rolled on now, cutting across a bare landscape, now rushing through a tiny hamlet or past an odd wayside shop. Sometimes the bus that was coming towards them or a Sometimes the bus seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them or a pedestrian crossing the road. But lo, somehow it passed and smoothly, leaving all obstacles safely behind. Trees came running towards them, but they stopped as the bus reached them and simply stood there helpless for a moment by the side of the road before rushing away in the other direction. Suddenly, Valli clapped her hands with glee. A young cow, tail high in the air, was running very fast right on the middle of the road, right in front of the bus. The bus slowed to a crawl, and the driver sounded his horn loudly again and again. But the more he honked, the more frightened the animal became, and the faster it galloped, always right in front of the bus. Somehow, this was very funny to Valli. She laughed and laughed until there were tears in her eyes. Hey, lady, haven't you laughed enough? Called the conductor. Better save some for tomorrow. At last, the cow moved off the road, and soon the bus came to the railroad crossing. A speck of a train could be seen in the distance, growing bigger and bigger as it drew near. Then it rushed past the crossing gates with a tremendous roar and rattle shaking the bus. Then the bus went on and passed the train station. From there, it traversed a busy, well laid out shopping street and turning entered a entered a wider thoroughfare. Such a big, bright-looking shops. What glittering displays of cloth and other merchandise. Such a big crowds. Struck dumb with wonder, Valli gaped at everything. Then the bus stopped and everyone got off except Valli. Hey lady, said the conductor, aren't you ready to get off? This is as far as your 30 paise takes you. No, Valli said. I'm going back on this same bus. She took another 30 paise from her pocket and handed the coins to the conductor. Why is
Sabri. Sabri,
yes, ma'am?
what happened?
I left one line.
No issue, continue.
Hey lady, said the conductor, aren't you ready to get off? Aren't you ready to get off? This is as far as your 30 paise takes you. No, Valli said, I'm going back on the same bus. She took another 30 paise from her pocket and handed the coins to the conductor. Why is something the matter? No, nothing's the matter. I just felt like having a bus ride, that's all. Don't you want to have a look at the sights now that you are here? All by myself? Oh, I would be much too afraid. Greatly amused by the girl's way of speaking, the conductor said, but you weren't afraid to come in the bus? Nothing to be afraid of about that, she answered. Well, then why not go to that stall over there and have something to drink? Nothing to be afraid of about that either. Oh no, I couldn't do that. Well then, let me bring you a cold drink. No, I don't have enough money. Just give me my ticket, that's all. It will be my treat and not cost you anything. No, no, she said firmly. Please no. The conductor shrugged, and they waited until it was time for the bus to begin the return journey. Again, there weren't many passengers.
Okay, Shabri, thank you. Is anybody else is ready to read? Sasmita?
Ma'am, Shakti, ma'am. Shakti, ma'am.
Okay, Shakti, then continue.
Won't your mother be looking for you? The conductor asked when he gave the girl her ticket. No, no, no one will be looking for me, she said. The bus started, and again there were the same wonderful sights. Valli wasn't bored in the slightest and greeted everything with the same excitement she had felt the first time. But suddenly she saw a young cow lying dead by the roadside, just where it had been struck by some fast moving vehicle. Isn't that the same cow that ran in front of the bus on our trip in town? She asked the conductor. The conductor nodded and she was overcome with sadness. What had been a lovable, beautiful creature just a little while ago had now suddenly lost its charm and its life and looked so horrible, so frightening as it lay there, legs spread eagled, a fixed stare in its lifeless eyes, blood all over. The bus moved on. The memory of the dead cow haunted her, dampening an enthusiasm. She no longer wanted to look out the window. She sat thus glued to her seat until the bus reached her village at 3:40. She stood up and stretched herself. Then she turned to the conductor and said, "Well, sir, I hope to see you again." "Okay, madam," he answered her, smiling. "Whenever you feel like a bus ride, come and join us and don't forget to bring your fare." She laughed and jumped down from the bus. Then away she went, running straight from home. When she entered her house, she found her mother awake and talking to one of Valli's aunts, the one from South Street. This aunt was a real chatterbox, never closing her mouth once she started talking. "And where have you been?" said her auntie. Then Valli came in. He spoke very casually and expecting a reply, so Valli just smiled, and her mother and aunt went on with their conversation. "Yes, you're right," her mother said. "So many things in the midst and in the world outside. How can we possibly know about everything? And even can we possibly, and even when we do know about the something, we often can't understand it completely. Can we?" "Oh, yes," breathed Valli. "What?" asked her mother. "What's that you say?" "Oh," said Valli, "I was just agreeing with what you said about things happening without our knowledge." "Just a chit of a girl she is," said her auntie. "And yet look how she pokes her nose into a conversation just as though she were a grown lady." Valli smiled to herself. She didn't want them to understand her smile, but then there wasn't much chance of that, was there?
Okay, Shakti. Thank you, children. Thank you, children. Today you have the English periodic test in the evening, so you can revise by yourself. If you have any doubt, you can ask to me. I send my new number, calling number. Another one number is not working. I send another one Geo number. You can call me in that number. Okay, children. Otherwise, you can text to me. WhatsApp, you can send a message. No issues in WhatsApp. Any issue, any difficulties or anything you can't understand, immediately text to me. Write your examination very seriously. It will be go with your internal assessment activities. Okay. So very serious. Evening time, first Anthony sir will take care of your class. Second half I will come. Next, another one important thing, please update your internal assessment activities. Got it, children? So thank you, children. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, children. You can leave the meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.